Mrs. Kyndley's Christmas.
It was nearly Christmas. Annie and Clever were packed full of people and parcels. Thomas was having very hard work.
Come on, come on.
He puffed.
We're feeling so full. We're feeling so full. We're feeling so full.
Grumbled the coaches. Thomas looked at the hill ahead.
Can I do it? Can I do it?
He puffed anxiously. Suddenly, he saw a handkerchief waving from a cottage window. He felt better at once.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
He puffed bravely. He pulled his hardest and was soon through the tunnel and resting in the station.
That was Mrs. Kyndley who waved you.
His driver told him.
She's had to stay in bed all day,
Poor lady.
Said Thomas.
I'm so sorry for her.
Engines have heavy loads at Christmas time, but Thomas and Toby didn't mind the hard work when they saw Mrs. Kyndley waving. But then it began to rain. It rained for days and days. Thomas didn't like it, nor did his driver.
Off we go, Thomas.
He would say.
Pull hard and get home quickly. Mrs. Kyndley won't wave today.
But whether she waved or not, they always whistled when they passed the little lonely cottage. Its white walls stood out against the dark background of the hills.
Hello.
Exclaimed Thomas's fireman one day.
Look at that.
The driver came across the cab.
Something wrong's there.
He said, hanging, flapping and bedoggled from a window of the cottage was something that looked like a large red flag.
Mrs. Kyndley needs help, I expect,
Said the driver and put on the brakes. Thomas gently stopped. The guard came squelching through the rain up to Thomas's cab, and the driver pointed to the flag.
See if a doctor's on the train and ask him to go to the cottage. Then walk back to the station and tell him we've stopped.
The fireman went to see if the line was clear in front. 2 passengers left the train and climbed to the cottage. Then the fireman returned.
Walk back down to the station,
Said the driver.
so that Thomas can get a good start. We shan't get up the hill.
The fireman answered.
Come and see what's happened.
They walked along the line round the bend.
Jiminy Christmas!
Exclaimed the driver.
Go back to the train. I'm going into the cottage.
He found the doctor with Mrs. Kyndley.
Silly of me to faint.
She said.
You saw the red dressing gown? You're all safe?
Asked Mrs. Kyndley.
Yes,
Smiled the driver.
I've come to thank you. There was a landslide in the cutting door, and Mrs. Kyndley saw it from her window and stopped us. She saved our lives. God bless you, ma'am.
Said the driver and tiptoed from the room. They cleared the line by Christmas Day, and the sun shone as a special train puffed up from the junction. First came Toby, then Thomas with Annie and Clarabelle, and last of all, but very pleased at being allowed to come, was Henrietta. The Fat Controller was there, and lots of other people who wanted to say thank you to Mrs. Kyndley.
Peep, 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 peep. Happy Christmas.
Whistled the engines as they reached the place. The people got out and climbed to the cottage. Thomas and Toby wished they could go too. Mrs. Kyndley's husband met them at the door. The Fat Controller, Thomas's driver, fireman and guard went upstairs, while the others stood in the sunshine below the window. The driver gave a new dressing gown to replace the one spoiled by the rain. The guard bought her some grapes, and the fireman gave her some woolly slippers, and promised to bring some coal as a present from Thomas next time they passed. Mrs. Kyndley was very pleased with her presents.
You are very good to me,
She said.
The passengers and I
Said the Fat Controller.
hope you will accept these tickets for the South Coast, Mrs. Kyndley, and get really well in the sunshine. We cannot thank you enough for preventing that accident. I hope we have not tired you. Goodbye, and a happy Christmas.
Then going quietly downstairs, they joined the group outside the window and sang some carols before returning to the train. Mrs. Kyndley is now in Bournemouth, getting better every day. And Thomas and Toby are looking forward to the time when they can welcome her home.